Hello, hello, hello! Welcome and well met. Welcome to the stream. First stream this week, and it's more The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm very excited. I love this game so much. Alright. I do want to say quickly that if you're having a good time and you want to, like, get a copy and play on your own, that I am going to have no qualms and you, like, stop watching my streams and go and play the game, because honestly, I would like this game to get more recognition than me wanting more people to watch my streams. And I feel like I should just say that, because I do like this game quite a bit. It is fun. Which is why I should probably get into it right now. Okay, wait. Let me double check, make sure everything's okay. Yeah, everything's okay. Alright, switching! Wee! Yeah, gonna be dropping right into here. As soon as I get my headphones louder. I like this volume. It's not changing the, if you're like, but it's not changing the volume on the stream. I'm like, no, it won't. My headphones work separately than what's on the stream. You know, I do say that every now and then. But yeah. We should have just, yep. Okay, we're just at, we figured out who little girly here, I say little girl, well, she's actually 15, so never mind. She is a little girly. She is a minor. She's not little, but she is little. She's not tiny, she's just little. She's young. I think I just need to talk to her at this point, I think. Wait, can I still use my history? Oh, I can. Oh, sweet. I'm so used to like having chat log kind of things disappear, and then I'm like, wait a second, this is a history. I should be able to use it still. What's going on? Oh yeah. Ryunosuke. Oh, this guy comes put back on. Okay, yes. They just want to know what she has to say. Okay. I'm like, I remember correctly, right? Alright. What do you have to say? Okay. What happened last night? Oh gosh, right. I gotta do voices. Why did I forget that? Ryunosuke's voice. Ryunosuke's. What is Ryu, little dragon boy's voice here? Ryumi is Japanese dragon, which is, yeah, different than European dragons. But, anyway. Let's see, I went something like, did you know that someone was killed in the cabin next door to this one last night? One of the crewmen told me this morning when I was eating breakfast. The man who died, he was a friend of mine. Oh! That's why we're trying to find out what happened. Did you notice anything unusual last night? Perhaps you heard a strange noise, for example? Perhaps people talking? Oh, hello, Schlums. I forgot you were here! I'm so sorry! Perhaps the ship was absconded in a wild tempest? Or absorbed, not absconded. Why did I say that? How did I read that? Perhaps the ship was absorbed in a wild tempest? Perhaps its steam engine exploded? Where do you get all these crazy ideas, Schlums? Even at this not being the first time I've played this game, I'm still rather baffled why you're like this, but also it makes some sense. But at the same time, part of me is still baffled. Perhaps everyone on board would have noticed if that had happened? Ryunosuke giving sass, yes. Miss Pavlova? Is there anything you can tell us? I don't know. I'm sorry, but all I could think about last night was what I had done, and whether they would find me. I didn't notice anything that was happening around me. Oh, I see. He's like, I didn't notice anything that could be helpful. Well, you might have. You never know what's helpful. until you say what you saw and happened. Though it could be also... Anyway. Running away. You've run away from your ballet company, haven't you? The Norvarich Ballet? Yes. I'm traveling to Great Britain, and from there, I want to go to America. I will never dance again. I want to forget everything about the ballet. I want to start a new life. You wish to forget? Challenging proposition. When you have that striking tiara as a reminder. The tiara is mine. I need it to live. Ooh, she's very adamant about that. I have no money of my own. The Novarate Ballet gives us only a little food and water, and we must dance all over the world. I had to run away. I had no choice. If I stayed, it would have killed me. So you ran away to protect yourself? I'm 15 years old and having to run away. Oh god. Even to another continent. Not just country. Continent. Poor thing. Yes, and the crew of the ship. They have all been kind to me. They let me come on board, and they said I could hide in this cabin. That is... I need to give Shlums a better voice. I've been all over the place with Shlums' voice, and it's honestly because I'm like, how do I do this man's voice? I just feel like I'm just like in the foreground with my arm pointing back at this man in the background going, how do I voice this man? Oh boy, it's gonna be another stream of me being very inconsistent with Shlums. Ah! And it's hard for me to get... What is another voice I can do that's gonna sound more distinct? Because Shlums shows up a lot of times in this game. I need to give him a distinct voice, or else he's gonna blend in with other people. I mean, I know the prosecutor. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the other characters in this game. Ooh, okay. It's like, I want to do a refined English gentleman kind of voice, but I'm like, I don't know how to pull that off, though. Okay. I guess I should have practiced before stream. Whoops. Okay. How would I do that? It's like I can't do a deep voice, but if I don't want to do a higher pitch voice. Maybe my own voice, but a little bit deeper. Seriously, I'm struggling here. I'm sorry. I'm just like, let me pause this playthrough for me to think about how to do this man's voice. Okay. I mean, no, I can't do that. That's a bad idea. I'm like, wait, I could just do this. No, wait, no, I can't. No, I can't. Thinking ahead, no, I can't. Jeez. Because he kind of sounded like Herschel Layton, and it doesn't help that apparently Shlum's voice actor in here doesn't voice act anyone else. Like, I can't even use their other roles to get, like, an idea of their voice. It's whatever little bits of Shlum's voice acting we have, and I'm like, he sounds like Herschel Layton in the little cutscene we saw. I'm like, I can't do a Herschel Layton voice. My voice does not do that kind of voice. Okay, but, I guess we higher pitch. There's not, like, too many female characters, but if I can make it a little more rough, which I'm not very good at, but, I can try that. This is an airy voice. Sigh. Okay, I'm just gonna go. I've been prattling on for a few minutes now, so I shouldn't delete that anymore. That is indeed the truth, Miss Pavlova. It creates a most intriguing conundrum. Yes, it does. What do you think about it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, that she doesn't have any money? Or wait. Hold on. Fast chatting too much. Oh, right, that she can stay in the... Yeah, she was having a hard time and she ran away, and the crew members let her stay here. Me? Oh, well, yes, of course. I think we should hear Miss Pavlova's explanation. What conundrum? I'm not sure, but... Oop, and we got another option. Conundrum. Miss Pavlova, allow me to pose you a riddle. Oh, she looks scared. According to this newspaper, it was only yesterday you absconded from the ballet. Now, that being the case, it must have been last night that you boarded this vessel. More quiet, and she's still looking scared. However, the SS Buria stopped by no port last night. Ah, that's it. Of course. So how is it, pray, that you come to be aboard? Now that I think about it, the crewman outside the cabin acted very strangely when we mentioned that. It was just after we asked him about when the occupant of this cabin came aboard. That is not your business. Just quiet, then that is not your business. Yes, you're right. You did seem to be hiding something. Pavlova, are you gonna say something? An angel descends from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to the stage. Sorry? What was that? It's how the Russian newspapers described one of my performances. And it is how I came here too. I descended from the heavens because I'm an angel. Girlie, that's not gonna fly.
I just walked down to the I'm an angel and I'm like,
Girl, you're wrong. Thank you, Savaria, for that lovely input. That was my twin sister.
Hi, I pop in every now and then, as you all know.
I really need like a little PNG so I can just have it when my twin pops up.
Announce my presence.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to choose your outfit and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. Just an outfit. I'll distract you less.
Twinny being distraction. What else is new? Considering English isn't your mother tongue, your description is very vivid. Mr. Schlums once said, I never can resist the touch of the dramatic. It seems Miss Pavlova is the same. Evidently. A genius descends from the heavens, bringing grace and beauty to deduction. Words once said about myself. I doubt that, Shlomes. A quote from a wonderfully exuberant... Okay, from the top. A quote from the wonderfully extravagant advertisement for the adventures of Herlock Sholmes, in fact. Yes, Mr. Showy. Anyway, it doesn't look like Miss Pavlova is going to tell us what really happened. Friend in your face there, that's right behind my head. So, the friend you mentioned is inside your traveling case. Is that right? I don't think animals are allowed on board, according to the rules of passage. Oh, please, don't tell. Don't tell any of the crew. They found my precious... Then the burly Russians would bestir themselves in unison to throw you and your case overboard, no doubt. Ah! So reassuring, Mr. Shlomes. I know the exact face Ryunosuke's making at this point. But what sort of pet is your friend? A little puppy? Is it? It is, isn't it? She's so determined about that. Pavlova shaking her head for anyone not actually watching, just listening. Maybe an adorable little rabbit? Nope. Ha! You credit Russia as the land with small rabbits, do you? Oh. They don't have small rabbits there, then. Might as well ask. I have no idea. Ha. two are miserable bunglers when it comes to understanding the nature of a young ballerina's friends. Isn't it obvious? It must be a chicken. Why a chicken? Really? Considering the benefits? A rousing wake-up call. Daily fresh eggs. And when the adversity strikes, it could satisfy the need of sustenance. So you'd eat your friends. I'll remember that. She shakes her head no. Well, it would appear this friend's identity is a closely guarded secret not to be revealed. She obviously doesn't quite trust us yet. There's something I should like to show her, I think. Maybe she might be able to shed some light on it. Okay, let me look at the items I have. Would it be what Kazuma said? Yeah, the speckled band because of the vent. It's probably what he wanted to show, but I need to hit this button first, and then I can show it. Do you know anything about this? This is the diary of my friend who passed away. His diary? Yes, and he wrote in it last night before he died. Something a little unusual. It reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. And then a few minutes later, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilation grill. A speckled band? I don't understand. It's strange, isn't it? But the ventilator he mentions joins to this cabin you see. Oh, and he's pointing it out for her. It's up there on the wall. In other words, this cabin and the victim's cabin are connected together. Oh! Miss Pavlova? Has something occurred to you? Does the speckled band the victim mentioned mean something to you? Or the whistling sound, perhaps? Oop, she's gone silent again. No. I don't know anything. Oh. Oh, you sad. Oh, but she's looking at us again. Oop. Oop. Excuse me, Mr. Roylott. Yes? What? Yes, what? Wow, she's fast. Captain would like to speak with you. You must come to Captain's quarters at once. Please. Alright. I will come now. Sky's voice again. What? You must leave. Now. Oh no, it's fine. Don't mind us. Yes, please don't worry about yourself, Mr. Roylott. Get out! Passengers said out. Or do you want me to throw you out? Looks like we'll have to leave investigating this cabin until later. What a pity. Ryunosuke. Susata, I know it's tense, but still. And so we lost our chance. Having still not managed to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin, we were unceremoniously chased out. That is to say, we were quite literally picked up and thrown into the passageway outside. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we were right before it continued, I figured, but geez, that was another 20 minutes to get through. No one, yeah, it's a good thing I stopped. I'm gonna save though. They always promise to save. Wait. Wait. Isn't this is the room in London that you hang out in? Why is that the background right now? I remember thinking that and wondering what room on the ship this was. This isn't even on the ship. Why is it showing that? It showed like the corridor or something before, or the person's room. Okay, it's 9th of January on the ship. which is less Suspiria. We're in the first class cabin passageway again. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. Then you should have started to walk out. I wish we managed to find some clue as to what that speckled baden might be. She looks so sad. We didn't manage to investigate at all. And I imagine... Oh, and we're looking. The sailor is just not happy. That we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us, as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, I'm getting more accented there. I'm doing that. Ah. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective? Don't roll your R's, self. What happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh, yes. He completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind. But not before ensuring these were securely back on my wrist. Or Ryunosuke. He's got the handcuffs again. Do I talk to you? Hello, sir. I really wish we had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. He's still glaring. What? Why do you look like that? Do you want something? Hmm? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Moving on. Maybe you... Matoma! We interrupt this great Ace Attorney story for my twin sister who's screaming about another fictional character entirely she really don't like. Apologies. Even though that was kind of funny, I'm just... What just happened? Alright. Maybe you want me to throw you out again, Oh. No. Definitely not that. Not that. Next time I have to throw you out, I show you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand. Maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. Oh no. Okay. I know there's a mousetrap behind where I am. Investigated thoroughly, but I can't find anything out of place. Oh, I didn't. My friend further. Hold on. Okay, no, I was barely off. Okay, it's still checked off. That I know is a thing that was there. I remember that. Okay, that still has a check mark. Cabin door doesn't. Kazuma's cabin door doesn't have a check mark anymore. First class cabin, no one. Yes, that's our cabin. Oh, why am I doing that? I'm getting the accent wrong. It's not much of an accent anyway, and I kind of just want to drop it. Not our cabin. It's Kazuma's cabin. It's Kazuma-sama's. Yeah. Sorry? Your accommodations is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. Okay, yeah, we've actually been through this before. Why is it... I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga has managed to uncover any clues. Oh, should we go in there then? Yes, we should probably find him and ask. Okay, where is Hosonaga then? Is he in there then? Okay, Whoop, not that. Oh, did I just hit? Okay, yeah, I do. I'm like, no, I just hit back. Okay. Let's go back to Kazuma's cabin. Is Hosonaga here? Oh. Well, it's progress. We're getting a location placement. That always means progress. Yep. Still 9th of January. It looks like they're still investigating in here. Yes, on that subject. Wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean unscathed? Surely you haven't forgotten, have you, Naruhodo-san? Don't you remember what he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the captain about it. He said that he lay his life on the line for you. Oh, yes. I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Oh, is he around? I don't see him though. Hosonaga? Oh, there's Hosonaga. I think he has a bruise on his face. Hosonaga? Oh, he has a black eye. Oh no! I forgot how much you get beaten up. I remember that you got beaten up. I forgot that you're right. Poor man. He's already sickly and they had to beat him up. The poor man. Hosonaga, no! Ah, you're back. Inspector! What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. No, I'm gonna worry. They're just scratches. Maybe by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he pummeled me with his fists and then tossed me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard. So it was nothing, really. It looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. No, he is not joking. Well, thanks to your efforts, we now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh! I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a little while ago. I think his name was something like Herlock Schlumps? I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. I meant Sherlock. Meant Herlock. Hello. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we've found out. He's a determined little pose. Oh, your eye looks even worse when you do that. Poor Hosonaga. Get some ice on your eye or some frozen peas or something. Poor man. Yes, let's do it. Okay, cabin next door. What? Nokilo Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know about who she is? Please. What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know that graceful angel? Oh gosh. Calm down, sir. Also, my god, I'm looking so distressed. He always does look distressed. You are right, Margaret. Also, hello. Whoops. I think I upsetted him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh? How? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oops, I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful? Oh, keep his head. If I'm honest, there's very little more I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here, trying not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there is one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, do tell us, Inspector, please. Okay, some new information. What is this new information you have, Inspector? It's this. Uriah's medical officer has finished his examination of the body and managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. And everyone's gloomy. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. No obvious wounds or other signs of injury. So at first, I think they were considering poison. But turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. Well, what weapon was used then? Shaking head no. Nothing has been found as yet, but the fact there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. All the body's nerves run through the spine to the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It's a possibility, and no obvious wounds would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. Osanaga! You being a big old sweetheart, even though no one else actually truly trusts Ryunosuke. Even Susato's surprised. After all, if I didn't trust you, I'd never agree to you leaving the cabin in the first place, would I? Ah. Susato's conflicted now. Okay, we got the report. I wanna look at this closer. Let's see. Victim male Far Eastern. Time of this, sometime between 1 a.m. and a little past 2 a.m. So 1 to like maybe 2:15 in the morning, right after midnight. Cause of death, damage to the cervical vertebrae resulting in instant death. The victim's neck was almost certainly broken as a result of a strong blow to the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. And there's only one page. Okay. Alright, what is the last thing we have to say? The Great Detective. So you met Shlomes, yes? Oh, Mr. Shlomes was here, was he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept around on the floor investigating. Shlomes! You silly man! You certainly are effective, but my goodness, you go about it in a quite silly way. But then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Oh, that's a new face. Or, wait, no, he did make this face before. Not very often. Actually, now that you mention it, yes. Just one thing. But he practically shouted it. It's shoe polish! Was all he said. Shoe polish? I wonder what he meant. The scuff on the ground? It was when he was over there, by the piece of broken glass, do you see? Ah, perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Ah, yes, that must be it. But how could Mr. Shlomes know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. Susato, she's thinking. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather shoes with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? Sort of dark brownish red, then. Yes, a little like the color of red wine, but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does that mean that this mark was made by the polish on Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? A piece of small glass object and what looks like a scuff mark made by Kazuma's shoes were found on the victim's body. Okay, so the shoes he's wearing at time of death made a scuff mark. Oh, and we're getting done with talking. That's really all I can tell you at this stage. Should return to my post. Fellow crewman's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thank you. Copy. Poor Inspector. You look exhausted. Oh, no, well... Oh. I'm sorry. Looks like a kicked puppy. Can we hug Hosonaga, please? I feel terrible that I failed to protect Osogi-san. It was my responsibility. Susata doesn't know what to say to that. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have a heavy head ever since I woke up this morning. A heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. He thinks that's something important. Even though I think I remember why, but I won't say anything. I'm not sure what to do now. Oh, okay, well, it looks like there's some parts that have investigation update. Let's check. Oh, that's a new thing, so does that. Well, some bits that are new, apparently. Let's click the vent first. So this ventilation joins Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. Okay, why are you getting stuck? Okay, there we go. And just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. A speckled bun, as he described it. If only Miss Pavlova had been able to shed some light on it, but she seems as baffled as we are. Yes. I wonder if she was telling us everything, though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there was something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. She's just quiet. Okay, why can I investigate the desk again? This is where Kazuma spent his final moments, writing his diary. 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Looking at his handwriting here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe he's gone. Aww. Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words. I'm sure of it. We have to solve this mystery, Naruhodo-san. We will. Okay, why can we investigate the outline again? So, it's clear these letters were written with ink that was somehow spilt on the floor. They spelled a Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an ambiguous pointer to you, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly unambiguous, it should have just spelt out my name, don't you think? Well, either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine that Kazuma-sama would have written his last words, or word, in Russian. Which begs the question of who did write it. Oh. That's not how I go overlook those. Alright, why can we investigate the shelf again? All of the books provided for passengers occupy this cabin, neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yes, you tidied them up, didn't you? You have to look after the ship's property. Unruly behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But really, it wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now that they're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. The whole rest of the room, you won't touch. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in the cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. So, by bringing her pet on board, Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. She called it her friend, didn't she? Yes, although we don't know what form this friend takes as yet. I'm almost certain that whatever it is, it's inside the traveling case in her cabin. A friend. There's more to this than it seems, I think. Okay. Okay, I can investigate this bit again. It really is such a beautiful color, this glass. It looks like whatever was broken in... Oh, okay. It looks like whatever it was broken clean in two. The other half is nowhere to be seen. And there's this brick-colored mark, which is shoe polish, according to that great detective you seem to know all about. Yep. I suppose it must be from Kazuma-sama's shoes. Maybe. What I'd like to know is, how can the detective be so sure that it's shoe polish and not something else? Because he's a great detective, of course! She's so confident in Shloms. That's hardly a reason, isn't it? Right? Can we move somewhere else, then? Didn't get any more clues here. What happens if we go out in the passageway? Which is literally the only other place we can go. Oh, yep. Okay, we're back in the passageway. It's still the same day. Ah! Look, Naruhodo-san. Seaman Stronov has gone. Strong enough? The burly Russian sailor who's always crossing his arms and glaring at us. All these Russian names are impossible to remember. Quiet. Tra-la-la. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la. Tra-la-la. La-ra. La-lira. Le. I did the great detective. Oh, it's Shlum singing. I did the great detective way. This caroling. I know that lark-like voice. Well, never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can investigate. Definitely. If that string knot crewman comes back. It's Strongnov, not string knot. I don't know how to pronounce the name either. Okay, move. Go back to Little Mrs. cabin. Yep, still same day, but we're in the cabin. I think I'm just skipping through that. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where has she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Very silly. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long now until we arrive at port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san. By ourselves if we have to. Yep, the music kicked in. Yes, we will. Ah. Like we're getting trust from Susato. Okay. That's knocked over as well. All these books have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's the god of the sea, perhaps? He's toppled too, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door. in Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase? I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. It must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage. Not everything bad happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again here, too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Book sounds. Okay, we can't... Wait, can we look at the painting? No, we can't. Not in this room. Okay, there's the sign that says the rules. Ah, yes, they're displaying in this cabin, too. Look, that says Buria's Rules of Passage. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. I suppose Miss Pavlova realized that she needed to keep the contents of her case a secret after she read this. Her special friend, I mean. I wonder where her friend has disappeared to now. It's probably having fun exploring the ship, I imagine. I just hope Seaman Strongnov, it sounds like Strongnov? Yeah, that, because he said strong enough. Strongnov. Doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh, yes, so do I. Speaking of, traveling case. Oh my, Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside, but according to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend that she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard the SS Buria. I wonder what kind of animals she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? Yeah, I don't know. Investigate the desk. There are just a few books on the desk, nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from the ballet last night. She hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. It would seem that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian. Thanks. I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. Kindly remember that. This is true. Good advice. Here's a... I wonder what this little saucer's doing on the floor. Yes, it does look like it's been... It doesn't look like it's been dropped. More like it was put there deliberately. Ah, do you think? Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? It is this ship quite safe? I'm not even sure if there's a leak in the roof. It doesn't mean the whole oh wait, I'm sure that even if there's a little leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship is going to sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? She's so worried. There's a tea set here. Oh, what do you mean can't find anything? Oh, I moved it over just enough so it wasn't lit up anymore. It would seem this teapot is empty. So, natural conclusion is that Russians are very thirsty people. Or, because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet. I mean, it could be either. Silence. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I lay 1,000 to 1 on it. Ryunosuke! You're rather obstinate, are you, Naruhodo-san? He's a silly man. Oh. Can't investigate the speaking tube. Anything else on the floor? No. Okay. Oh, there's a big... We call them carpet bags. At least that's what I call them, because there's a lot of them that got made by Carpets, this style of bag, but I don't know what if they have a proper name. Okay, wardrobe. Naruhodo-san, are you there? Sorry, I'm right here. Yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know? Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding in there. And no such luck. Okay, we also have the cord. For the bell, to bring people over. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. She pulled on it. She barely hesitated there. And she gave it a good tug too. Silence. More silence. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. We don't want them to. We're trying to investigate it in secret. Okay, there's the vent. Probably one of the first places I should have investigated, to be honest. Ooh. So this ventilator connects to Kazuma's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool shipbuilder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Maybe it's so that there's a gas leak next door. The occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. Or the occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That is a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this ventilator. Okay. Oh, there's the door. This cabin door has the same simple sort of bolted latch that our cabin door has. The bolt's drawn across. There's no way anybody could enter the cabin from outside. Yes, it's not a particularly heavy-duty bolt, is it? But still, it wouldn't slide across of its own accord, would it? No, the door is made of metal, so there's no chance of trickery using magnets to unbolt it from the outside. And it seals up perfectly too, to stop any seawater coming in. So you couldn't use the method you told me of passing a thread through the crack around the closed door either. I seem to know a lot of tricks for opening doors. I'm starting to see why they suspect me. Ryunosuke, no! You're innocent, we're gonna prove it. Okay. I wonder, is there a no, there's no converse. What did I miss? Oh, here, there's a waste bin. I suppose every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a look inside and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san. It's poor etiquette to go shifting through someone's rubbish, you know. Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. However, these are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. Excuse me. There's hardly anything here at all. Oh, well, that's a little disappointing. There's still places to investigate. Ooh, what about behind me? Okay, let me scooch over a bit. Miss anything over here? No. Okay. Squishy, 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 squishy. Alright. Lamp? It's not the picture. Look at the books. We looked at the sign. Don't need to look at the door again. Okay. Let me hide the chat box for a second. Anything behind the chat box? No. Come on. Let me turn it back on. Sometimes things don't register today. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Oh yeah. There's that fucking bell. I already checked the bell. At least it looked bell-shaped to me. Or a cup or something. Oh, nothing's happening. Do I need to go somewhere? I would expect that I still need to investigate until it told me, like, no. But do I actually leave? No. I probably need to go back in. Let me check the Cosmo's cabin just to make doubly sure. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'm missing something then. What do I have to do here? Ah! Oh, okay. I'm just gonna make the buttons go wild. Yeah, I got this investigated. What little bit am I missing? Yeah, look at the T. There's the hooks. This. Can't converse to anyone or present because there's no one to show things to. Alright. Yeah, that's all the door. Everything has a check mark next to it. What am I missing? I was confused now. Do I need to oh. That's not how I leave the room. You don't click on the door. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Oop. Okay, maybe... Do I need to look around at something in the passageway to make sense of something there? Oop, oh gosh. I keep flicking it all around the place. Okay. Ah, a trap for catching mice. Yes, we have plenty of those back home in Japan. Although they seem to be using a lump of chalk or something as bait. Okay, yeah, he doesn't know what cheese is. We saw this dialogue. Yeah. Never seen cheese. Okay. No. He was very hungry because he hasn't been able to eat very much. Oh my gosh, hello Shlomes. Okay, well I found out what I was supposed to do. What are you doing, sir? Oh, it's Mr. Shlomes, look. Wow, you never know when he's going to turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. I forgot what you was being. Well, good thing I looked around elsewhere. Tra-la-la-li-la-li-la-li. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. I think he hasn't noticed us. Or he simply is extremely high spirits. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. And through it all, when there was doubt, it was lucky Herlock Shlomes was about. He's having a good time. Excuse me. I solved it all and I stood tall. I did it in the great detective way. Mr. Shlomes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow when he's singing, I was just about to reach a climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never going to stop, so I figured now was a good time as any. I barely nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. You put those fists away. Shlomes was like, how dare! You startled me! Silly. Mr. Shlomes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in study of a ship's log as penned by the stocky-built crewman who's usually on guard here. He is a goober. I agree, Margaret. He very goober. Oh yes, the ship's log. And did you find out anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... You truly are oh wait, was that Ryunosuke? Whoops. I did the wrong voice. Oh, right. Okay, it was Shlom's and then Ryunosuke. Okay, so Shlom's went. Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report. Nothing of note happened, so... And then Shlom's laughed. Okay, whoops. I need to pay attention to make sure it doesn't change on me. I'm honestly surprised that it doesn't happen more often. You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You've been utterly blinded by it. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Shlomes? Observe the other pages, and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman off-sat sentry in this first-class passageway. And he has almost a religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that every 30 minutes? Nothing to report. Precisely! Simply put, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet... the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? That remains a mystery for now. We can be sure something significant took place. So significant, it caused the seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. Oh, hello, Frug. Thank you for lurking. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must report the ship's log in your mental file. And so we do. How that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, so you're starting to understand that my way... what my way is, I see. That makes Shlome's brilliance. Oh, ouch. Ooh, what's wrong? What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry yourself. I seem to be afflicted with throbbing head this morning. For some reason, nothing more. Shocked. Shocked from Susato. That makes 3 people talking about having their head feeling amiss. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders off down the passageway. Susato's thinking. Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just... well, I feel the same. Sorry. Ever since I woke up this morning, I've had something of a headache. A sort of continuous throbbing. Oh, you too. Silence. They're just all pondering. Oh, did you take the ship's log? Oh wait, they took it, probably. Okay. There seems to be something... okay. We'll investigate, I guess, the door. The door leads to the second-class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. Gosh, she gave me a very stern look when she said that. Oh, can't look at the stool. Oh, excuse me. I seem to be having like hiccup. Okay, and we can look at the Miss Pavlova's cabin. Huh. This could be our chance. Okay, they're just gonna say they could go in. I'm gonna skip it. Okay. So we can go inside the cabin again. I need to hit B, that's right. So then it gives me this menu. Let's go back into her cabin. Oh, I should have checked the chips log more a bit. Ah! I walk into a room and there's ringing. Ah, what's that? Ooh. Whirl, whirl, whirl. Shut the engines immediately. Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter mile forward. Full stop, hard to starboard. Our hands brace for impact. Ooh, emergency stop. What the? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? Oh. I can't stand. So set the sun. Hold on to me. Ah! Oh dear. So Sato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruhodo-san. You? Blurry vision. It looks like we avoided a collision. I think... Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Oh goodness. What about you, Naruhodo-san? Are you hurt? No, I'm fine. Nope. Hello, is anybody in there? Shout if you need assistance. Oh, that sounds like... Inspector Hosanaga. Is that you in there, Naruhodo-san? Unbolt the door, quickly! What? The bolt? Look at that! The door's bolted! Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it! Well, that's strange. How did... And look at the books. They're just like they were before again. Naruhodo-san, are you gonna open up the door and let the inspector in? I better tidy this place up first. Our violent emergency stop has solved one mystery at least, in a very vivid way. But I knew what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with new sense of foreboding in my heart. Oop, another to be continued. Well, I have another hour, so continuing on. Yep, save. Save. I don't know why I'm sing-songing that, but I am. Here we go. 9th January, SS Buria, Miss Pavlova's cabin. Somehow, the door to the cabin we ended up bolted... Wait. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Susato-san took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. Oh. We have Pavlova, we have Stroganov, and we have Hosanaga. You! What are you doing in Pavlova's quarters? Ah, you look both unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? I heard something about how we were going to collide with another ship. Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought he saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop. Everything in chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere. Really? There's a bunch of screaming passengers? Where? Why do I look like I'm a spectator who's like, that sounds interesting, let me go watch? Ooh. Not that I'm thinking that. I'd be panicking if that happened too, or I might be running around just checking if everything's okay. Look, I know how the Titanic went, and I've heard a lot of the ships get into ruckuses out at sea. I'm going up on the deck and being like, do I have to get in one of those lifeboats? Because I'm gonna be on a lifeboat. Actually, I might be gathering up like food and stuff, because if you get stuck on a lifeboat for a while, you want things. Even though there's like a weight limit, and that just sounds awful, getting stuck out sea on sea like that. Anyway, I'm gonna stop thinking about it. This first class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Well, that would explain that. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside? Ah! You wicked intruder! Dressed all in black! You are the devil! Sorry, me? I've been called a lot of things before, but devil is a first. You opened my traveling case! How could you? What? No, we didn't touch it! That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when we came into your cabin. Inspector! Yes? Arrest this man! I know he did it! He's a criminal! It is not enough that he killed a man? Da! And he is stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe? Ugh. Take him away. He's trespassing as well as everything else. Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil. Doesn't look good, does it? There's a cell below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong. And we give you straight to release. Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. Really have no jurisdiction here. In my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. Please don't get beat up again, Hosonaga. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I've got to find a solution. Immediately. Ooh. Okay. Hi. Miss Pavlova, can I get out? Listen, I'm sorry we snuck in here without your permission, but get out now. Just need to investigate in here to understand what happened too. And she spoke Russian. I cannot read that. Oh, it's no use. She's not going to listen. I need to find someone who will. Okay, what about you? Please, just give me a little more time. I do nothing for you. Except show you the way to ship's prison cell. Oh, thanks, but no thanks. I'm innocent. I didn't kill anyone. And trespassing and stowing away. Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unusual avenues, and, well... Enough! You are guilty. Ship's cell is only place fit for you. Come on, there has to be someone. Some savior to rescue me from this crisis. Sonaga, you got yourself into a difficult situation here. But entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's really nothing more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. If this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to come for me from this crisis. Okay, let's go around. Just need to keep calm and focus on the task at hand, which is investigating. Don't touch my things! You want me to show you where a crawfish hibernates? This is that. Flip them over. Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me! I was just starting to think she was my friend. Oop. Isn't there anyone who can help me out of this mess? Okay, look around. Shlomes, why are you being a cicada? Shlomes! You could have been sitting at the table or something, but this is what you choose to do. What are you doing? What the? What are you doing up there? Oh my gosh. He has a tiara, and his goggles are on. Mr. Shlomes! Naturally, I was analyzing what a weight of 20,000 rubles feels like on one's head. But I told you that as a detective, it is my business to know what other people do not. This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh, no, no, no. Well, why were you hanging from that hook before, then? Isn't it obvious? To properly assess the weight of 20,000 rubles, naturally. Now he's punching at air. I wish to determine if it had been that conceited-looking hook on the wall, so full of brag and bounce. I don't know whether to take this man seriously or not. Ah, you again, the great detective. Ah, Inspector. I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently. Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time. What is to report? Speak! An urgent report from Great Detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of the curious murder that took place last night here on the vessel, the steamship Buria, has been solved by me, naturally. What? Really? Yes, and I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. For I'm about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired great deduction to the case. He says great a lot. There's music again. Alright, I need a drinky break. Because my throat's getting worn out. Drinky drink. Ugh. We're getting near the end of the case. It's probably gonna take a bit. I might have to stop partway through. Because I am needing to stop at a certain, like, properly. I don't think I have time to go after. Or this week, this matters. Streams might be shorter this week. Hopefully, understandably so. Okay. Actually, maybe I should take a few more sips. Ah. I should have made myself a warm drink to sip on. Because then I would just need a sip or two and then I'd be feeling better. Oh well. I actually did have 2 cups of tea beforehand, but it was not enough. Alright. Ah, you have solved it. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all knew who was responsible for killing Student Boy. This morning, when we found criminal in the wardrobe. It is this stowaway, and he has handcuffs to prove it. I didn't do it. The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because everyone knows the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must be someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories. Ah, locked room. That's its point. The room was locked. And I can't deny that. There's no way to bolt. The bolts could have been drawn across from outside the cabin. Actually, okay, what do I have as evidence? Whoops. Okay, I have the ship lock. You are all quite mistaken. The cabin next door is not so-called so-called locked room at all. What? Oh yes, there's another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door. What other entrance? We never discovered one. Why? It gapes open mouth at you even as we speak. The ventilator, man. The ventilator? Gahaha! You think this is funny? You can't even put my arm through that hole. That's because your arms are thick as tree trunks. Ryunosuke's like, you're a beefy man. You're suggesting that the culprit entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening. It's not possible. Ah, but it is. And last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator. Pavlova is silent for some reason. Mr. Shlomes, what do you mean? Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23 a.m. I hear a faint whistling sound. 1:35 a.m. It looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Little flourish bow. Precisely, my dear madame. What does that mean? What's a speckled band? The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. He's ready to fight. Mr. Shlomes? What are you doing? There's a distinct element of danger, but fear not, I am ready. What I'm about to expose for all to see will shock you to your cores. Behold! Ooh. Lots of screaming. What the? Everyone's shocked. Oh my gosh, that's a snake. That's an actual snake. Hello. Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The speckled band. A snake? Indubitably. Wait, is your friend a snake, Miss Pavlova? Everyone's shocked. Why is there a snake on board the ship? Everyone doesn't have anything to say because they're too shocked. I honestly don't remember. Mr. Shlomes, just one thing. Pray, what troubles you? Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say? Hmm? Yes, you're quite right. I think in this case you'd have called it the striped band, wouldn't you? Shlomes is quiet and it just starts laughing. You both see and observe with distinction. However, do you not think that is precisely the trap which the culprit wishes you to fall? Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap? How exactly? I think perhaps it's time I explain the intricacies of my train of thought. Are you ready, Miss Pavlova? She looks upset. I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. There are two conclusions I have drawn from the facts. Number one, last night your friend infiltrated the victim's cabin. And number two, the same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life. No. She's turned white as a bowl of rice again. Shlomes must be right. He's hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asogi. Stroganoff can't speak. It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head. I would advise a little movement as possible, seaman. You wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. So, everyone, let us begin. Orlok Shlums is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. It's off to this dance again. The Great Deduction, the game is afoot. Topic 1, Intruder's Identity. Miss Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. The whole thing has nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall these horrid events, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is that very pain that evidenced your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what is the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on the portentous night? Why, naturally, it was a friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the withering serpent we see before us. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. Hello there. The snake is just upset. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, the specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. Which explanation can we give, pray? What was this light that fell upon the victim's eyes last... Oh, what was this sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. You have answered to this quandary, even now, hidden behind your back. Oh, she does have something. Yes, that which you're trying but failing to conceal, that can only be the snake's soiled skin. Evidently, after subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly friend of yours shed its original skin, no? I don't know what you're talking about. Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend slithered up next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent silently descended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared the young gentleman who was about to lose his life as a speckled band. In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a rare breed of snake, whose markings change each time it slogs its skin. A snake so dreadful we can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Beloved speckled snake is the intruder's identity. Which apparently is wrong, given how confused people are, and given that we know from the last deduction we had last stream. Moving on, we've come to the heart of the matter, the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? He doesn't have anything to say. According to the date which I have been appraised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, we will take that as fact. We can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. Oh no, could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased's body will prove the cause of death conclusively. Almost, but not quite. Imperceivable puncture wounds by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, on the vestiges of the snake bite delivered by your terrifying friend. This makes no sense. There's no point in feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova. After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? Now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you chose. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that traveling case. Shaka. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your servant assassin was relentless inside, no doubt. You don't... It is telling that the victim made note of a low whistling sound you heard minutes before his end. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you used to train your serpent friend. To train? She's just so confused. Indeed. You put the serpent through this ventilator and waited. After a period, you summoned back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen for signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny the snake has undergone such training? It's not true. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell cord, the creature needed only to sink its fangs in at once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt. My logic is infallible. Infallible. Yeah. Death by venomous snake bite. How did Mr. Rusogi die? I don't think Kazuma died that way. We just got the medical report. He doesn't have any visible wounds, so no snake bite. And if that was enough evidence, he also wasn't poisoned. Evidently. Oh, would they even have the snake's poisoning? And then the last thing, they can only test what poisons they can check. Would they be able to check a snake's poisoning? This concludes Herlock Shalom's great deduction of the speckled band. He's so smirky. He's so proud of himself. Everyone's agape. Miss Pavlova has been training her pet snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you observe a saucer of milk. The promised food is the key to training any creature. Oh, promise of food. Incredible. You've solved the mystery. Amazing. Your great deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why the Herlock Shalom's has become such a household name. My dear man, it was nothing remarkable, as the Russians say. I could not have done it with one left hand. Susato's less impressed. Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Shalom's? But of course, what's on your mind? It's just, with your deduction before, some things don't quite make sense to me. I welcome questions as to my method, and I will answer both loudly and proudly. Oh, well, good. First of all... She takes out her book. Snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family. You are well informed, madame. And reptiles, don't drink milk. Ah. It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it would be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward. No matter. No doubt Miss Pavlova used some other treat or to encourage her pet to do her bidding. Milk was merely an example. The logic holds. Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears. Ah! Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal to a snake by whistling. They can still hear! They have ear holes! Madame, what of the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sound of a flute? I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with the snake's natural movements. Snakes can hear! They have ears! Well, it's more of holes, but they can still hear. Oh, I see. No hands, no feet, no ears? These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless. Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Schlums. There is one other thing. You have more. Snakes use scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in these cabins. It should try harder! Oh, then it should try harder! Please don't be angry with me, Mr. Shlomes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there are a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine the snake could have had a part in this. Oh, you look so sad! He's so dejected! Everyone struck speechless by Susato. Going, no. I think we need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh no, you don't mean... Yes, we need to modify Mr. Shlom's latest deductions and turn them into great ones they ought to be. I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try. Just what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, right. So, cast your eyes down to your wrist again. What? They're gone. The handcuffs are gone. You've done it again. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go? Fear not. I shall see that they're restored after our work is done. I really wish you'd leave them off. Now, everyone, let us begin. Orlok Shlums is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Course correction? Hold it, Mr. Shlums. Okay. Gonna dive right into this. Okay, let's get to the parts where we need to go to correct. Let's see. Making heart. Yeah, not that. Ooh. I should move a bit. For a little bit. She does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Shlums has read her quite correctly, is that it? Is some other way to interpret her expression, then? Let's take a moment. And really look very closely at Miss Pavlova. Oop. She got a scratch on her hand. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, Naruhodo-san, look! It looks like a very painful wound. It looks like the scratch made by some kind of small animal. Fairly recently, too. Well, whatever scratched her doesn't appear to be around here. Okay. Yes! Yes. When you recall those horrid events, the claw scratch smarts with pain. Indeed, and simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night? Oh, that wasn't Shlums. That was Ryunosuke. Whoops. Yeah. Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometimes last night? Ah! I need to pay attention more. Ah, jeez. When I think about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. When I am sad, the pain from this wound is worse. And it is that very pain that evidences your inextricable link to the victim's death. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin on that preposterous night? Apprentice? Why, naturally, it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? Ah, as I suspected, no telltale glance. Why am I reading this out? Okay, without doubt, your friends were the serpent. Not the serpent. Oh wait, I need to move. Seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except... snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well then, if that snake isn't her pet, what is? Who's the true identity of this friend of hers? We should follow her gaze, Naruhodo-san. And that's where I find the answer. Oh, there's a picture. There's a picture frame. There's a kitty! Oh, it looks like a little black kitty. Oh, she's got good taste in kitties. Little black kitty. Kitty, meow. Sorry. I'm not distracted anymore. Ah, look at the photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She's exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's a little black creature she's holding that's caught my eye. Maybe we better take a closer look at this. Little kitten. It's a kitty. Look at this cat Miss Pavlova is cuddling here. Oh, what a cute little kitten. It could vie with you, couldn't it, Naruhodo-san? For the blackest outfit. Black kitten. And from the look of this picture, at least, Miss Pavlova seems very attached to it. Must be a stage costume she's wearing. It's quite stunning. I should like to have something like that. She's wearing 20,000 rubles on her head as well, look. It's called a tiara, Naruhodo-san, and you shouldn't think of it purely in terms of value. She might be a strong-willed woman. She must be a strong-willed woman. To turn her back on a world stage and run away all on her own. Okay. Should I present the kitten? Yes! Okay, yes. That was what I should do. Without doubt, your friend's a little kitten. Without doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us. Yes! And the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear. No. The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you? Draka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind. Draka would appear to be a Russian blue. And yet, the fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night in question tell us of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably... the specimen's markings do not fit the description in any way. What explanation can we give, pray? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night? No, don't look at me. That has nothing to do with any of this. Oh, but it does. Okay, now this is actually the part where we're the same. Yeah, it's not snake skin, that's for sure. Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would have known. Oh yes, Boys like that are Mr. Shalom's specialty. Sever so cleverly forced her to reveal something. I thought deduction was his specialty. Or making me believe it was a ploy too. Anyway, I find it hard to believe that that's the skin of a snake. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back? What are you holding, girl? Oh, girly. Let's get it. Well, it is speckled. It is a band, but what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy. A long piece of cloth of some sort. It looks like a handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. This sort is common in the West, apparently. Oh, is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love this sort of play. You only need to wave it in front of them, and they like to pounce and catch it. That sounds positively adorable. Cat's toy! This is what we need to present. It is a cat's toy. Yes, the thing you are trying, but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy. Precisely! And the true nature of the now infamous speckled band. Ah. And it was this toy that you dangled through the ventilator. You waved it around, I presume. Naturally, the victim could not fail to notice it. But why? For what reason? My dear boy, there can only be one answer to that. After her feline friend disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin, Miss Pavlova attempted to use a speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return. Ah. In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blithesome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Draka. A truly troublesome feline young Draka proved to be. She must be caged once found. You'll forgive us for borrowing the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova. And we took the picture. Court record! It was after I gave her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand, then ran up the bell cord. Before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator. Draka, she's so naughty. It's a key! Now why is the snake here? Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? I was scared. According to the data of which I've been appraised, it would appear that there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. No. What Mr. Sloan says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right. And Mr. Sloan seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now. In this report. Yeah. Yes! In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem report. Ah, yes! I knew it was one or the other. His necklace... Indeed! The breaking of the cervical vertebrae is fatal. Only the Goliath would be strong enough to survive that. Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know. He's making the face. The jury is out. Anyway, we are of good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime. No, how could there be? Yes, an examination of the deceased body would prove the cause of death conclusively. Cosimo died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something. Or someone. Ah yes, that's a distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Draca didn't silently creep up behind Cosimo and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible he had a fall and hit the ground. A scene that could explain what happened. The only thing we have even remotely is... Oh. Feed. Oh. Trouble has been... Okay, we had a hiccup. Alright. Refresh. Oop. Refresh. If I can type. Refresh. Page. There was a hiccup. There we go. Okay, so there's a hiccup. I think we're good now, though. Sorry, I just needed to quickly type in chat to let people know. Because sometimes people are like, did it cut out? I'm like, no, we just had a hiccup. You have to refresh the page. It's still going. Alright, I need to scoot on over. Maybe. I think it's more of a... I think it's more yes! Okay, that's correct. Okay, cool. Wait, no, I do this. Yes! An examination... yeah. An examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of death conclusively. This particular mark, so prominently visible next to the victim's body, is a deposit of shoe polish. Shoe polish? Indeed. Positively identified by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. Beeswax, tallow, and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredients of shoe polish. The color of the polish is a perfect match for the color of Mr. Osogi's laced leather shoes. Laced leather shoes. Ah. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what's happened. For some reason... What did I say? Mr. Osogi must have caught his foot at that point on the floor and tripped. Please, no. And, by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against some immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine and the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life. No! No. I don't know. I don't know anything about this. Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Osogi lost his life? Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. And now your involuntary glance betrays the hiding place you choose. That's right. Yeah, not in a traveling case. She did not hide it in the traveling case. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama merely tripped over and now he's no more? Can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But... and if this part of Mr. Shalom's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that would prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction she just cast her eyes. Where? I wonder. Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. Okay, waste paper basket. I don't think the tiara is gonna have anything. Check here. This is a waste paper basket. Perhaps all first-class cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably, there's not much rubbish in there yet. Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps there's more than your mind simply playing tricks on you. Okay. Do I say waste basket? Yes, yes I do. Okay, cool. That's right. You hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket. Ah! Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object, it would seem. One that has a familiar air, in fact. Precisely. Found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Osogi's cabin. And you can see the two pieces fit together perfectly. Oh no. So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? Well, it would be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin. Yeah. You were well acquainted with this glass bell, were you not? I don't know, and that hushed Russian accent of yours won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusive evidence linking you to the bell in question. What? Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes. Evidence linking Miss Pavlova and the little glass bell, that would be... It's a bell on the cat collar. Yes! If you look at this photograph, you can clearly see, hanging from Draka's collar, the very glass bell in question. Then the truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly inauspicious fall. And the cause of that fateful stumble? Your absent feline friend, Draka. They said that together. Oh, are you gonna say something? I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry. Yep. How did Mr. Osogi die? By tripping over a cat. Oh, that sounds so... That's so sad. It's such a... But it really does happen like that at times. Such a way to go. I'm sorry. It's so comedic. It's like, oof. The results are anything but. Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? That's exactly what happened last night. It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Draka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands. People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments. She was so fast. She disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her. And that's how you acquired the rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? Yes. I had read the, rules on the wall. I knew I was not allowed Draka with me. Yes. Modern science suggests animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really. So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. It was very quiet. I was sure if someone was there, He must be sleeping. So at that point, you thought it's safe to try and lure the kitten back again. By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into an adjoining cabin. Draco always loved this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy. I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return. So the faint whistling Cosimo wrote about in his diary was Miss Pavlova, trying to receive her pet. Cats have a propensity to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. Just had to wait until she calmed down. But then... Oh, jeez. That would be not something you would be wanting to hear when you're worried about your pet cat. I nearly passed out with shock. Oh dear. I heard her cry out and then was such a dreadful bang. And afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent. Cosimo was enough. From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems that's what you heard when the victim stepped on the glass bell and tripped up. As Hesperia is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurching when the kitten got under his feet. The combination of unfortunate factors could easily have caused him to fall over. What became of the kitten afterwards? In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator. Yet Draka is nowhere to be seen. I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again. Gracious, my cat is insufferably restless as I am. Shlomes! Well, at least something about him. He knows something about himself, at least. When I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back. Oh, hold on a moment. What about the snake? You're right, where is it? The snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlova. Then whose is it? Where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship? Methinks it belongs to Mr. Muscles here. Given that he's just patting it on the head. Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Piroshko? That's how you pronounce it? That's probably not. But I also don't know how I would go about pronouncing it otherwise. What? What? That snake belongs to you? He escaped from the cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. Did not expect him to find him in here. Yes, how did that snake get into this cabin? But animals are not permitted on board. Ha! We're at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend? Without someone who understands? When you find someone a little more human, who understands you better. But my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake, surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in. No venom. Roshko does not have venom. He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He's adorable like Granny. That is one dangerous Granny. Is venomless? Holmes. Shlomes. Yes, now he is hungry, so he in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile. And And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose? Ha! Like they say, they milk chickens? Ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are only in stupid stories. Roshko eats mouses. Big fat round mouses. Ah, oh, so... is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for? Of course! How else can I catch my friend's favorite food? Nothing says top of the food train like the look in the eyes... in their eyes right now. Yeah, they look like ready to strike. Are you okay, Shloms? It refuses to drink milk, it can't hear a whistle, it can't climb up a bell cord, and it's not even venomous. How the deuce? There's something so inept at land a starring role. It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Baroshko has nothing to do with this incident. Yes. So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Everyone's kind of just thinking faces at this point. Pavlova. Miss Pavlova. I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then... no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you. What are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. Okay, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to leave it here, because this is definitely gonna take a while. But I wanted to get to this point to be like, yeah, it's not over yet, but we're going to have to wait a bit to get to that. Okay, I think I can... oh, well, if I can save. Yeah, I definitely can. Okay. I'll do that later. But yeah, we're not done with this case yet. We probably got... I don't know if we'll take all next stream. But I am remembering a little bit, but I do know there's more, but that's just about it. My memory is failing me. This is again why I'm really looking forward to playing this. I'm like, sure, I remember a lot of points, but there's a lot I don't remember. Like, I'm like, the only thing I remember about the snake was that the snake is not the one who caused Kazuma to die. But I have no idea, I don't remember why the snake was there. I'm looking at it going, why are you there? It took a bit. I think it took until the sailor trying to talk, and I'm like, oh right, the snake's your friend. The snake is here because Mr. Muscle's here. But I honestly didn't remember for a couple of minutes. This is why I'm very happy to be playing again. But alright, that is it for today though. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. If you want to see, given that it is holiday season and it's being a bit berserk, so please forgive me, but I will be streaming a little bit longer. This is the last week of streams I'm going to be doing for this year. So many more streams I will be doing will be next year. So yeah, there's gonna be a bit of a lull. Hopefully we can get to the end of this case next stream, which is pretty likely. It's pretty likely. So hopefully we can end the second case so we can be at the beginning of the third for the new year. Yay! A third case starting in the new year. Feels appropriate, don't you think? But any case, that's it for the stream today. Thank you all so much for coming, whether it be live or watching the VOD. I very much appreciate it, you all. And I'll have to see you later. And I leave you with fun bye-byes. And I hope to catch you some other time.